Hi, I'm Vishen Lakiani. I'm going to be your host for this masterclass. So I just flew about 29 hours all the way from Asia to Chicago to be here. We're in farm country about an hour west of Chicago. And this is the beautiful home of Christie Marie Sheldon, who's going to be joining us for this masterclass. Christie's a really interesting, remarkable healer. For the longest time, I was skeptical about some of the things that Christie speaks about until in 2012, I was about to deliver a talk in LA, but I was sick with bronchitis. Someone introduced me to Christie, and after being sick for 3 weeks, going to multiple doctors, being on different sorts of medication, Christie walked into my room and she basically said, Vishen, this has to do with some deeper issues going way beyond just your body or your conscious mind. She did some energy work on me, and in 24 hours, that illness disappeared. It was remarkable, and it got me fascinated by what Christie does. See, there are 3 types of coaches you can work with. There's the traditional coach, think of your sports coach, right, in school, who is coaching you at a conscious level. Then they are subconscious coaches, think teachers like Marissa Peer or hypnotherapists. Christie is a coach for what she calls the superconscious, or in other words, the soul, that energetic aspect of us that we sometimes forget we have, but according to healers like Christie, lead to everything we experience in life. Now, Christie has coached and worked on over 30,000 people one-on-one, including many best-selling actors, authors, at least 1 Nobel Prize winner. She's really in demand, and she's not someone who's easy to access because her work is truly remarkable. Several years ago, working with Christie, we recorded a program for Mindvalley called Love or Above. And it's a beautiful 6-hour program that is creating incredible results for people who go through it, because she opens you up to new ways of understanding how your superconscious influences everything in your life. So with that, let's get started with this special masterclass with Christie Marie Sheldon. Hi everyone, we're now on set with Christie Marie Sheldon. Welcome to this Mindvalley Masterclass.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
So before we start, Christie, I want to share with the audience a couple of interesting facts about you that even you might not know about. Well, firstly, Christie, as you know, many of our Mindvalley authors come on stage at A-Fest. It's Mindvalley's version of a TED Talk, right? And it's this big event, and we've had many incredible people on that stage. But Christie holds the distinction for having the highest number of YouTube views of her A-Fest talks. Now, when I checked this morning, her first A-Fest talk has 4.2 million views. Wow. And so that's a new record. Secondly, Christie is one of the most loved teachers on Mindvalley. So thus far, close to 60,000 students have enrolled in Christie's programs like Love or Above. And finally, Christie was the #1 teacher on Mindvalley in terms of student enrollments for almost 3 straight years. So we're so excited to have you on set.
Wow, that's so cool.
Now, and you didn't know any of that, did you?
No, enlightening people one at a time.
You probably
so
don't
awesome.
care either, because she's really humble, and she just loves to dish out wisdom and giggle as she does it. Which is one of the most unique things about Christie. Christie, what's with the giggling? You giggle a lot.
Yeah, you know what? Basically, I try to live in higher vibrations, and when it hits my body, it just makes me giggle.
So you feel an energy flow to you.
Yeah, I feel like a download that's coming through, and it just makes me giggle.
So, and I'd love to know, and I think the audience would love to know as well, how did you get to where you are today?
Well, it's very fascinating. Probably like a lot of people who have, prayed a lot and said, gosh, I want my life to be better. I want something new. What's my purpose? Why am I here? I did all of that just like everyone else. And literally one day, finally, these guides showed up in my living room. Okay, so I literally saw through my physical eyes, my eyes were open, but I saw this energy that appeared like guides. And they said, hey, we're here and we're going to show you how to heal people. And I go, really? Like, I was so excited, it was like, give me the candy store, I got the whole candy store.
How old were you when this happened?
Oh, gosh, I was in my 20s. Yeah, so I don't remember the exact age, but yeah, in my 20s. And so then what happened is they literally, over a period of 30 days, I learned how to perceive energy through people. And I could tell it's like I got this big download and I could tell what everyone was feeling, everyone was thinking. And then they gave me these kind of spiritual tools to clear the dark energy. And so I would just practice on friends and practice on my family. And I'd say, hey, I got this cool tool today. I'm going to, use it on you. Tell me what happens, And anyway, I'm just kind of keeping it, a little hush-hush. It's not like I'm walking around going, hey, I'm going to heal you, and, But anyway, I would just practice, and people would go, gosh, I feel something different. And then kind of miraculous things would happen in their life. They're like, oh my God, this cool thing happened for me today.
So you said that what we're going to talk about today is connecting to the vibration that changes everything.
Yeah, so during the first 20 minutes, I'm going to teach you 4 powerful concepts that you need to know if you want to tap into the state of allowing and receiving all the good stuff in your life. And, the first concept explains the one powerful thing that surrounds all of us all the time in every place. It sounds like a big deal, huh? But we don't know how to manage it. And just by understanding this very first concept, you can change your life dramatically. And the second concept explains the most common block that keeps most of us stuck, no matter how many personal development books we read and programs we attended. And I'm going to show you how to remove it. And you can remove this. You can do this. The third concept is that there are 2 different versions of yourself, your lower self and your higher, infinitely connected self. And I'm going to show you the important role that they play in the 5 key areas of your life. So hold on to your seats for that one. But the final concept is the one step that you must take if you want to change your life, even if this is the only thing that you get out of this whole webinar. Stay tuned, because I promise you it's going to be worth it. After I explain these 4 concepts, we're going to start the most exciting part, and it's going to be an all-new group meditation. And as the group, we're going to join forces, create a high vibrational frequency, and we're going to start shifting some of the things in your life. And it's a one-of-a-kind experience. I'm so excited about this because we've got a group of loving people together, and the collective energies of all of us exponentially multiply, and the positive effects are going to Shazam everybody's life today.
And that's true, because one of the benefits of attending a masterclass like this is the group effect. You are watching this with at least 500 additional people watching it at this very same time. And so something tends to happen in situations like that. And what we have found is that when you're doing a meditation or any type of healing, people tend to have a better experience. And that's one of the reasons why you had to choose a time to watch this class. So you spoke about Shazamming. Everybody here today, I love that you used that word. I want to share a really interesting letter we got. So this is a guy from London, and what he said is, I can't, this is a funny letter. So often when your energy shifts, right, as Christie does, things shift in your life. And this guy said, I can't believe the amount of women that are approaching me. Mark said, his name is Mark, started using the Love or Above course to boost his confidence, find his soulmate. He said, this stuff really works. I no longer have negative thoughts. I have so much confidence. Though I'm a magnet for attracting people and raising their vibes, I can't believe the amount of women that are approaching me. Finding a soulmate is high on my list, and I really am now seeing opportunities everywhere. Good for you, Mark.
Yeah, charisma.
So, yeah, and speaking of charisma, that's why you have 4.2 million people watching your videos. Are you Shazamming people through YouTube?
Yes, I want them to have a high vibe. I'm like, hey, here's the answer. I have the answer.
Well, the other strange thing about you, Christie, and I don't mean strange in a bad way, but what I mean is that people tend to find you at the right time, right?
Yes.
Have you guys ever noticed that? Like, many of you guys watching this might be thinking, at the end of this webinar, we get letters. And one of the things people say in the letter is, I can't believe I found this webinar. I was just on Google or Facebook. I put in some keyword. I saw an ad pop up, and boom, here I was, and it was just what I needed. So hopefully this ends up being just what you needed.
Yeah.
So Christie, you are going to go through 4 different teachings.
Yes.
And then we were going to be going through a group meditation.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
let's start with the first idea, which is the scale of consciousness from level 0 to level 1000.
Yeah. So I came across this cool book by David Hawkins, Power versus Force, and I came across this book after I'd already been working on clients, okay? And I'm like, oh my gosh, this chart completely explains what's happening with my clients, because I noticed that once my clients move from like the lower dense energies of fear, anger, worry, guilt, shame, they Shazam themselves, up into a higher level, and things really, really start to change. So yeah, I'm going to walk you through the chart a little bit so you guys really understand how this can positively infect your life, So just imagine at the scale of 0 to 1,000, all of us has felt this emotion. It's called shame, okay? So shame is at the level 20. And shame basically is saying, I am bad. So how many of you guys listening to this and watching this have felt at some time, I am bad, right? And it feels humiliating. Can you see how if that is a vibe that you feel in your body, it wouldn't positively impact your life? It wouldn't, you wouldn't be showing up in life saying, hey, I'm so happy to be me, because you'd be thinking, oh, I'm so bad, I want to hide and cloak myself. Then when people go kind of up the scale, different feelings that they may feel is guilt. So in his book, Hawkins talks about how Adolf Hitler's number was 37. So at some level, he energetically kind of felt some guilt about what he was actually, doing. How many of you guys have ever been, feeling the energy of apathy? Like, I don't really know why, but I just don't want to move forward into my life. Okay, apathy is kind of like this hopelessness. That's at 50. Grief, when we're really sad, despondent, that's number 75. Then we go to fear. Fear's 100. Fear's, has this anxiety to it. It makes us withdraw from our life. Then we have the energy of desire. So once you kind of get back a little bit above fear, you actually have a desire for something to be different. It might not have changed, but you're moving into the energy of, maybe something else is a little bit possible. Okay, now, once you know that something's possible, but your life still hasn't changed, then you move up that number to 150, which is anger. Okay, so anger is actually a moving energy. If I get a client finally who is in apathy and they're really actually pissed off, I'm totally and completely excited for them, because at least I know they're angry enough to actually make something change. And then there's pride. Pride is at 175. So now you're kind of thinking, okay, I might want something new or different in my life. And then at 200, level 200, you actually have the courage to kind of, I'm going to step into it. Now, the energy level of like America, just in general, the average of everyone is about 207. And what's really cool, and you'll see that once you hit the energy level of 500, one person vibrating at the energy level of 500 can positively impact over 750,000 other people. Like your vibe literally kind of uplifts the planet. And 310 is like willingness. You're willing for something to change. 350 means you've now accepted that change can really happen. Love is the energy of 500. Joy is at 540. So when I'm getting a download and at least it's hitting my energy, I'm joyful, right?
That's what the giggles come from.
Yeah. Okay. And then 600 is peace, where you have this deep resonant, like all is well in the world. And then the energies of 700 to 1,000 are enlightened. And so like Mother Teresa, Gandhi, they were living at an energy level of 700 and
I believe
above.
1,000 is Christ consciousness, according to David Hawkins.
Yes.
Now, you said something really interesting, and I want you guys to just note this. Have you noticed how certain people walk into a room and they just light up the room?
Yes.
Or certain people have this ability to uplift others? Is that what you're talking about when you say certain people vibrating at a higher level can actually have a positive impact on thousands of additional people?
Yes. And there's been some scientific studies that have kind of come along a little bit that they're starting to show some of that. Dr. Broad.
William Broad.
Yeah, William Broad. Yep, he did some experiments where he took red blood cells and he said, hey, if people send some positive vibrations towards it, would this have positively affect it? Absolutely. So there's some things that are happening. And the Maharishi, they sent a whole bunch of positive energy, people meditating and praying towards something, and then they showed that things in society kind of shifted in a positive direction, like the stock market went up and things like that. We don't have like one perfect testing device, you know what I mean, that could test pure consciousness or whatever, but we have all witnessed that, if you're hanging out with somebody who's worrying or stressing, don't more bad things happen to them, right? Versus somebody who's in the energy of love and joy and peacefulness, they just show up in the world and things magically and miraculously, affect them.
And so your program is called Love or Above.
Yes.
And I understand that the reason you chose that name, because it's such an odd name, unless you understand the reason behind it, but now I'm guessing you guys do. It's about getting you to an energy of love or above, which is 500 and above.
Yes. So what I was witnessing from working with clients, and I was teaching them tools of how to add light into their life. And what I was witnessing is if I got somebody who showed up and they were kind of angry and apathetic, and they started adding love and light to their life and started being grateful and did some other tools that we can talk about, all of a sudden their vibe kind of shifted. Like I literally have had people say to me, Christy, I was in the grocery store, I had no makeup on, I was wearing the ugliest sweatshirt ever, and people just said I glowed, okay? And she's like, oh, and then they start acting from that energy, and she goes, and I'm noticing in my family that I'm positively infecting everyone and they totally love it. I'm giving good words of advice, and my kids actually talk. I've heard many people say, my kids actually talk to me again now, I mean, it's just kind of funny
state
like
to be
that.
in. So that's point number one. Point number one is understanding that there is a scale of consciousness.
Yes.
And that we can collectively rise up the scale. The average American, I believe you said, is at 207.
Yes.
Okay, now let's go on to idea number 2, which is the idea that you have to clear the programming that keeps you stuck in lower vibration fields.
Yes. So in my work, so here's how my work evolved. Basically guy shows up, I heal him, which sounds so kind of funny, but and then what happened is I just started working with people, and then using my intuition, what would happen is I could actually look through their energy field, and I started noticing. So remember how I said he smoked pot and he felt guilt or shame, right? Okay, I cleared that out of his back. So somebody just show up in my life, and I look at them and I go, oh my gosh, you have 2 heartaches. And I could see it kind of in their energy field around their heart. And I'd say, it feels like it happened at this age and this age. And it made you feel X, Y, and Z. And then we'd like add light, clear that vibration from their field, right? I tell them to think about it again. And then the funny thing is they go, I can't even think about it anymore, like in a negative way, right? And so the process for me became, how do I help people actually clear their inner consciousness, their programming that has negatively impacted their whole life, and it shows up in different ways. So for some people it shows up in, I have no money. For some people it shows up, I have no love life. For some people it shows up, I can't get the job I want. For some people it shows up in health, okay? So it shows up for people in different ways. And then by working on so many clients, what I realized is the common denominator in all the ages I was asking, because I'm asking my intuition, what age did this happen? And people, my clients would go, yes, that happened at that age. And the common denominator was the age was 0 to 7. And I really, really, really got this concept. If you want to change the planet, you have to change families, right? Because families are where you're getting all this crazy imprinting from. And so it kind of showed me like, okay, so I'm going to kind of use this scale, and I'm going to help my clients find all their guilt, shame, blame, and lower vibrations, delve into those programs, find out where they felt it, clear it from their consciousness, and voila, let's see what shows up in their life, which is obviously the lover above kind of energy. And And clients would just come back and they'd go, oh my gosh, this works. I don't even think about money the same way, you know?
Right, and what you're saying correlates with some parenting experts I've spoken to who said that beliefs are installed in us from the time a baby's in the womb.
Yes.
And to around the time you're 9 years old.
Yes.
Young human beings are little meaning-making machines.
Yes.
And they're trying to process the world. And every little thing that they experience creates a belief that they then carry into adulthood.
Yes.
And what Christie does, so some of you might be wondering, how is this different from, say, hypnotherapy? Okay. Mm-hmm. And Christie, how would you explain that? How is what you do different from a hypnosis hypnotizing you to remove a belief?
I'm actually, weirdly enough, these beliefs are in our energy field and people can feel them, right? So if I'll say to somebody, hey, think of like the most dreadful experience that ever happened in your life. And all of you guys do this, like while you're watching this, okay? Think of the most dreadful thing that ever happened in your life. At some level, energetically in your body, it will feel heavy around some part of you because this energy has mass. Right. You know, your soul has a consciousness that can be measured. And if I said to you, hey, think of like the most loving thing that happened to you in the last year, okay? Everyone can think of that, and they'll feel an energy, a difference, right? Okay, so I guide people to find where those heavy things kind of show up and kind of go into the energy and feel around, hey, what emotion does this feel like? You know, and then just start adding light and love and it kind of dispels out of the field. So it's not, I'm actually not reprogramming their mind because I don't have to because once you actually clear the energy, it's out of their field, so there's nothing to reprogram because it's gone.
Right. So it's a different type of healing. You're basically, so just like an energy healer can heal you of an illness by, say, manipulating your aura or the energy field around your body, you are healing people of beliefs, of pollutants in their energy field.
Yes.
Now, do you see that? Like when you look at someone, you can see the false beliefs.
Yes.
What do these appear like to you?
They appear like dark masses. So when I look at people, they actually show up kind of like a Christmas tree, okay? Uh-huh. And so, you know, if you look at a Christmas tree, there's parts of it that are really light, and then there's all these kind of shadows, you know? So I'm going into the shadows, basically, and I'm saying, and I'm finding this kind of place where there's no light, okay? And then I'm asking, okay, what are you? You know, what emotion are you? What are you feeling? What age? And then the energy itself will just kind of answer. You know, their consciousness will answer back. And I teach people how to do this, so I'm not the only one who can do this. So
could we try something? Could you, right now in front of this camera, looking at me, see if there's...
Yeah, I already saw it.
Would you tell me what it is, and is it something?
Well, I don't even know yet. So I mean, what I noticed as soon as
let's try it now. So they have a demonstration.
So as soon as I noticed, I just noticed there's like a dark energy behind like 5 vertebrae down. Okay. So now I'm just gonna ask, okay, what's the emotion kind of stuck there? Okay. I actually hear it's a level of block on your happiness level, okay? So, you know how life, like, you know, until we're at 1,000, we're always gonna find blocks. Right. You know, I find blocks on myself, I work on myself, you know? Okay, so you have a certain happiness level, but it's kind of like at a set point, okay? So if I ask, what age did this kind of set point show up in your life, where you kind of put the kibosh on yourself a little bit? I hear around 10 years old. I'm hearing that you wanted to have your own determination and that your father's energy wouldn't let you bump up into the next level of what you wanted to become. Okay, so somewhere around 10, I don't get a particular incident because it feels like it was more over a 3-month period, summerish time. It's like your soul wanted you to bump to the next level. And there's this like energy of, well, kind of perceiving dad's energy. Like I don't know if dad can handle all my power if I kind of bump up into that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if it doesn't feel like to me a specific incident necessarily, but it just feels like a general thing of you wanted to upgrade and you felt like you couldn't. That was your perception.
Well, I can tell you that from the ages of 10 to 11 to 12, it was the unhappiest time of my entire life.
Oh, okay.
Like most kids had a really good childhood. I just went to a really horrible public school.
Oh, okay.
And I was miserable. I would make myself sick. I literally would manifest fevers because I hated going to school.
Okay.
Right? And so there might be something there, but
Yeah, because it just felt like a stop point. You know, it's like you had to put your car in neutral, and you can't raise your happiness level.
right.
Do you want to clear it?
Yes, that would be amazing.
Okay, so
And we can do that in front of the camera.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So just imagine. Okay, so when I talk about it, just feel where it feels in your back, where it feels a little bit heavier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you're right. He took, I don't know, you guys didn't see this, so I'll describe what I saw. I saw that he took his energy into that part of the vertebrae where I said, but he even dropped his consciousness a little bit more into his heart, which is actually where there was a deeper kind of root, like it looked like a little plug, like a root. Okay? And so just decide, like, just keep adding light until it feels like it actually just pulls out of you. You just kind of use your imagination. Honestly, like I feel like I'm always doing a video game in my head when I'm healing people. Yeah. Okay, now it feels lighter. Now, because he created that space, I actually see another piece of it. But if you hadn't released that one part of you right now, I wouldn't have saw the other part. So the other part's like in your solar plexus. And if I ask, is that around the same age? Yeah, I hear it's around the same age. Was there like two particular kids that were kind of the problem at the school?
Well, I got bullied a lot. It was several.
Okay, I picked up two faces in that. So let's just pull their energy out of you, because it felt like you got sucker punched. That's why it's stuck in your solar plexus. Okay, so just imagine, kind of go in there. Now, you guys don't know this, vision clears energy really fast. Okay, some clients I could spend 15 minutes on it, because ultimately you have to understand, I'm not the healer, I'm just the guider. You guys let it go, right? Like I'm not really healing them, they just let it go. I'm just kind of showing you where it is to help,
No, what's odd is I'm actually feeling really angry right now.
Okay.
Because I've suppressed so much of my memories from the abuse and stuff I had in that school.
Okay.
And I'm actually feeling angry right now that happened to me.
Okay. And then it's the next layer. So this is how it works for people. It's kind of like an onion, Sometimes you can pull it out and it's one thing, but sometimes it's others. So it actually goes all the way into your root. So I'm hearing that you were not allowed to, again, your determinism to be in the world was suffocated, right? Okay, so it's like you don't get to stand in your power. Okay, so just imagine like pulling, like if it's like a big root that just goes through you. Okay. Now there's a part of him hesitating. I can kind of feel it a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so it kind of winds down and then it goes up into your stomach. So just like imagine, like I'm just kind of imagining like this.
Imagine that coming out.
Whew. Yeah, let's make Vision angry during a webinar. That's perfect.
It's interesting because I know thousands of people are watching this and I'm feeling so many different emotions right now.
Yeah, so when you start unlayering things, like all of a sudden it's like your soul's like, oh my gosh, thank you for paying attention to me. So now I'm going to show you all the other things that are tangled into it, right? And it kind of looks like a little Rolodex, you know what I mean, of images for people. Right. But no, I really believe that it feels to me that it'll take a couple hours for it to kind of unwind. But he set the intention for it to all come out, and it feels like you've released it, but it's just kind of releasing out of your field.
Yeah, I totally want this shit out of me.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. I just got to compose myself.
But that's just for everyone watching. That's just really how it works, okay? Like when you're using my tools, right? You're home alone. You're sitting there and you're like, I think I'm just pissed off at that person who cut me off, right? Okay. Right. And then you kind of ask a few questions. You go, well, gosh, where did that energy come from? Was there some other age in which I, So I just
want to explain. You don't need Christie directly. Of course, if you do have the luxury of being able to work with a healer like Christie, a healer can help you. I know I get on a call with Christie at least once a year, but you can learn to do this yourself.
Yes.
You can learn to ask yourself certain questions, and this is covered in the program, certain questions that help these come out. let's go on to part number 3.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
part number 3 is, I'm trying to come back and focus
I know,
here.
sorry.
Because all of this stuff suddenly started emerging. Part number 3 is a really important idea that I want you guys to remember from this class. And that is that you have 2 parts of yourself.
Yes, yes, yes. So this is really the gauge for everyone watching to kind of go, okay, am I really fully operating from love or above, or do I still have some areas of work, that I could go into? So there's basically 2 parts of your life that you're always operating from. And I'm kind of making it a little bit simple so that everyone watching this can know, okay, man, I have some things I need to work on. All right, so I want everyone to kind of think of their love life, And when you think of your love life, are you operating from what I call your lower self, or a lower vibration of fear, anger, worry, shame, guilt, from that place? Or are you operating from a place of, gosh, I love my love life. You know what I mean? It's perfect. It's everything that I'm currently looking for in this moment, right? And so if you're not vibrating in the energy of love, then that shows me that at some level you probably have some things that have happened in the past, some past bad breakups, right? Like we all know the kind of drama that can happen in the love lives, and those aren't resolved, okay? So the way to kind of like manifest what you want in your life, right? The kind of love that you deserve, then the key is to clear these lower vibrations, these lower selves. I call them lower selves that are just kind of energetically hanging out. The second area of your life, I want you guys to all think about like your money, okay? Your wealth and your abundance. When you think of wealth and abundance, are you thinking, woohoo, I got plenty in the bank and 0 credit cards and all my bills are paid up, Or are you thinking, I don't make enough money, I live paycheck to paycheck, I got some credit card debt. Now, this webinar is not to make you feel bad about this, okay? Stuff happens, right? But it's to just kind of point out to you that you have some lower frequencies that are operating and controlling your life. So that is the clue. Like, ooh, okay, I got to really start working on some of these things. And when you work in yourself, I want you guys to think you don't have to work in yourself like forever, okay? Like this is, I do work on myself, but things can change rapidly for people if you super focus on, certain areas of your life. Okay, the third part, I want you guys to think, okay, my career and my job. All right, do you love your career and your job? Are you getting paid for being you? Do you feel rewarded and taken care of, and that your job is authentic to you? Okay, and if not, then could you consider that somewhere you have some lower kind of beliefs, some lower selves, that are just kind of hanging out, feeling like not valuable, or not taken care of in the world, that the universe doesn't have your back. So there's some beliefs around that you could clear. The other part of your life is I want you to think about like your relationships with your friends and family. Do you have quality relationships, Do you have 5 friends that you can phone? And, and it doesn't matter. One good friend can make up for 5 friends. I'm just making that number up. But do you have like quality relationships around you that you can call somebody up and just talk to them? You can go out and have fun. Or do you have the kind of friends and relationships and family members that kind of drain you or drag on you? Okay, so that's kind of like the inner test to know, oh, okay, I got some lower vibrations hanging out in that part of my life. Okay, and then I want you to think about your health. Now, here's something fascinating. I have found that because these lower emotions have like a denseness to them, oftentimes it actually negatively impacts people's health. Like I'll say, hey, this belief is in your lower back, and they'll go, oh my God, my lower back always hurts. And I go, yeah, I can tell. That's where you energetically store all your junk. Everyone's like a little different. And then later in life, like if they've lived with this junk for a long time, it could negatively affect their body. So if your health is not exactly how you want it to be, then can you consider that you have some lower vibrations, some lower energies that are negatively impacting your body? And so with this concept, it's about like thinking, okay, if I'm living in the higher vibration, I can manifest things with ease, right? And if I'm living in the lower vibration, hey, things aren't quite working out for me, but I can change it into the higher vibration. So it's kind of a cool way to just kind of look at it and see like, hey, do I really need do I really need some of these tools?
And as Christie's talking, we're putting up these slides on screen, and what you'll notice about the slides, these are from the website for Christie's program, Level Above. You can see the lower and the higher levels of each of these areas of your life and what that means in terms of what you'll observe in the world, in terms of health, or relationships, or your career. So hopefully these help. So finally, Christie, the fourth idea that you were going to present to our audience is the concept of raising your energetic frequency.
Yes. So I think I could best illustrate it by talking about a client. But the overriding concept is, if we are operating from a soulful place, from our infinite self, then what happens is we're operating from our true self, okay? I find that most people on the planet, when they're locked in bitterness and anger and drama and patterns, right, they're accidentally, not on purpose, they're accidentally operating from their lower selves, their patterns, okay? And the overriding goal is, operating from this higher self. So I teach people, and I had this client, I taught her some tools, okay, of how to raise her consciousness. And how it was playing out in her life is she had a boyfriend. They weren't getting along. They were kind of stuck. You know what I mean? Do we break up? Do we stay together? What do we do? And nothing was quite shifting. So I said, look, don't have in your head what you think the outcome should be. Just go work on yourself, And so I gave her some tools about how to connect to the highest frequency and bring that kind of vibration into her life. And I taught her some tools on how to find patterns. And I taught her some tools on how to upgrade her intuition so that when she, and all of these are in the Love Above toolkit, by the way. And I taught her these because I wanted her to follow her guidance with how she should act around her boyfriend. I wanted her to bring in the higher self so that instead of acting from this kind of anger, drama thing that was happening between them, she could just start perceiving him as this soul that's in her life that's here to show her things, and she's here to show him things, and how do we add love to this whole experience, And so she started operating from this energy of, okay, he's kind of having drama in front of me. How do I just love him more, right? And she just started asking good questions, clearing her patterns if she got triggered, okay? And I said, just give it a month and tell me what happened. And basically she goes, look, okay, let's be honest. It was a little bit of a roller coaster. Sometimes it was pure bliss and sometimes my stuff would come up. But I just kept clearing all my stuff. I kept taking guided action. I would ask my intuition what I should do in this situation. I kept perceiving how I could show love for myself and for him in every situation, right? So there was an honoring of her own self, of course, absolutely. And in the end, they actually decided to stay together. But now some people think, well, she changed, but he didn't change. But here's the funny part. The funny part is because she was changing, he wasn't getting the same reactions from her. So that forced him to change, right? If normally they'd have this argument about, whatever it was, they weren't butting heads anymore. So she would be like, oh, I see your point. I get where you're coming from. I'm kind of coming from here. How can we shift this so that we, have a different possibility in our relationship, right? And she started asking those kind of questions, And he was like, oh, okay, this is different. And then he started to shift. And then he commented to her. He's like, hey, you're doing things different. I want to know what you're doing. What's different about you, Right. And so, so it upgraded their relationship. And so people could do this in all parts of their life, right? With money, with career, start asking guided questions. Hey, this career doesn't feel like it's really resonating with me. So how can I just keep bumping myself up into the highest possibility of me, right? And how can I then find a job that resonates with that version of me versus the patterned version of me, which is, again, how most people are living.
What you said just made me realize something. And it was when Christie was talking about how when you're stuck in something, rather than try to fix that thing you're stuck in, work on yourself.
Yes.
And as your vibration goes up, you get unstuck. And I just realized something. I realized that 1 month after I took Love or Above, because I took Love or Above and it had some incredible results. Like I had, and this is something I don't talk about publicly, but for example, my guide, and she even has a name, my guide, appeared to me during Love or Above. It was very, very, very specific. Even the name came to me. The name is Azurius, right? But I just realized something else when you were telling that story. 1 month after taking Love or Above, I dissolved my partnership with my business partner of 7 years because I realized that we were stagnant. It was not going anywhere. And that was a turning point in my life, like a very positive turning point. But I just put that together after 7 years, that partnership dissolved.
Right. So you were adding higher vibration. You bumped up into the next version of you.
And it happened like 3 weeks after Love or Above.
Yeah.
So maybe there's something
And
there.
I think it was a pretty graceful transition, right?
No, it was painful as hell.
Oh, was it? Okay, I don't know. I don't know.
We fought for 2 months.
Okay.
And then it ended, and it ended beautifully, and I was liberated for the rest of my life.
Okay. Yeah.
So
okay.
overall, it was a phenomenal thing, but I was stuck in this for 7 years. But thank you. That's a really, really intriguing idea.
That's so cool.
So now, as we come to the end of this webinar, let me just quickly recap. So by now, you would have understood 4 different ideas. And remember, we can learn by gaining a new model of understanding of the world, or we can learn through a particular practice or a technique, right? So far in the webinar, you've learned by gaining new models of understanding the world. There was the scale of consciousness from 1 to 1,000. There was the idea that you have to clear programming from your past or you get stuck. And often this programming is from the ages of 0 to 7. You learn that there are 2 parts of yourself. There's the higher level and the lower level. And these parts reflect every aspect of your life, from health to relationships to money. And you learn that if you want to get unstuck in any part of your life, you need to raise your energetic frequency. Now, Christie, what we're going to do is you're going to take people through a guided exercise.
Yes.
Tell us about this.
Okay, so I want to teach people that this energy, I want people to have a visceral experience, okay? That this energy can be felt, that they can find it on themselves, and by adding love or light to it, it can start to shift things, okay? And and so you see, somebody's stuck in traffic and they're like, man, this really pisses me off. They can learn how to bring in some light, clear whatever the anxiousness is and worry, shift their soul to a higher vibration, and hey, what would it take if this would all of a sudden clear up?
And this technique is called the blessing ball of light.
Yes. So everyone, just if you're watching, I know you want to pay attention and watch, but just for this moment, just close your eyes, okay? Because I want you to kind of just go in, pay attention, feel what you feel, okay? And close your eyes, and then I call it connecting to the light. And so what this really is you kind of close your eyes and you take your energy, you just imagine your energy going up 300, 400 feet above your head. And you imagine that there's a big sunshine, a big spiritual sunshine, a big light. And you allow this light, and again, just by imagining it, you've already kind of opened the door, okay? The door is already opened, and imagine this light is now going to start filtering into your physical body. So it's going to start filtering into the top of your head, and your head is just going to kind of open and drink it in, and you're just thinking, hey, I'm bringing in love and gratitude. I'm bringing in my highest potential. And you allow this light to just come into the top of your head and into your eyes. And you say, hey, I would love to be able to see the truth about who I really am and what I'm capable of. I would love to bring in the positive energy of who I came here to be. And then allow this light to come into your ears so that you can hear your guidance. And again, you're just thinking of the energy of, I would love to have amazing guidance. I would love to have the truth about my life shown to me. And then bring in this light and allow it to come into your throat. And just imagine this light kind of declogs, and unclutters all the places in your throat where it feels a little tight or where you didn't speak your truth, okay? So imagine you're just imagining love and gratefulness and light coming into your throat and straight into your heart so that there's an amazing bridge between your heart and your throat so you can speak your truth from your heart. Again, just think of something you love more than anything because that brings in the light and the love and the higher vibration, things that you're grateful for. And then allow this light into your solar plexus and just kind of see it swirling around there, kind of cleaning out anywhere you feel a little sucker punched in life, opening it up so that you can stand in your new vibration. You're creating a space for something new to show up in your life. And allow this light to come into your stomach area, opening that up so that you can birth some new creation. And then allow the light to come into your root and your hip area so that you can stand in a new reality. And again, it's a reality that you're going to love. And some of you guys watching this may be all of a sudden yawning or feeling tired, or you might have some physical things going on. And that's normal. When you start bringing in light, it just kind of hits all those little random parts of you that feel a little off. So it's fine. Just notice it and let it go. And then allow this light to come all the way down your legs, your knees, your feet. And as you're now in this big beam of light that connects you to the center of the planet. So the sunshine goes through your body and then it connects into the center of the planet. Now, some of you guys might not know, but there's a light in the center of the planet that feels like mother's love. It feels nurturing, rewarding, happy, supportive, grateful. So just kind of imagine this light coming through, and we want to pull some of this gratitude and this love into your body. So when you can, just imagine there's like a little elevator down there, and it wants to bring some of that light back up through your feet, through your knees, through your legs, through your hips, back up into your heart, your throat, your head. And you now have light coming from above and below. Just kind of take a deep breath, and when you feel ready, just expand this light like a big ball of love. I call it a big blessing ball. You're blessing yourself with the highest potential. You're blessing yourself with who you came here to be. You're blessing yourself with the highest possibility. And as a gift to you today, let's clear whatever block wants to come up when I ask this question. I want you to just imagine for one moment the worst thing that ever happened in your life. Okay, so whatever that is, it just kind of sifted up to your consciousness. It's okay. But I want you to understand that it has a mass to it. It has an energy. So when you think of this energy, where do you feel it in your body? Do you feel it kind of in your body, a little bit outside your body, in the front of you, throat, heart? Where do you feel it? And wherever you feel it, I want you to just imagine this light that's coming in you from above and below. I want you to imagine it's like a fire hose of light. And it's just going to start filtering into that heavy, dense area. And if you kind of check into that heavy, dense area, it probably even has an emotion attached to it. So when that event was happening in your life, what emotion were you feeling? Fear, worry, guilt, shame, anger, something like that? Because if it's still there, it wasn't really love, okay? If it's still in your energy field and you can still think about it, it's still there. So allow this light, again, just think of like positive, higher vibration, truth, and think of that light just kind of like a fire hose going into that dense area of your body and just kind of blowing it up, kind of shazamming it out of your life, washing it away for good. And just bring in a lot of light and just kind of talk to it and say, hey, I'm willing to let you go. Thank you so much for the blessing of showing up in my life, but today is the day I get to clear this pattern once and for all. Today is the day where I don't need this anymore. Today is the day where this is going to be gone. Today is the day. I'm going to let this go. And then just bring in some more light. I can feel that some of you guys are probably holding on to some of it a little bit. Okay, so any other lesson that you think that you need, or any other energy you think you need from this, that you want to keep it, anywhere it kind of makes you happy, I want you to just realize that on the other side of this is even more happiness. So just let it go. Just bring in a whole bunch of light and love, and yeah. Okay, I can feel that a lot of people just let that go. Okay, so one more big whoosh of energy, like a fire hose of light into that part of your body, wherever it feels dense. And then I just want you to imagine just filling it with something you love. So just think of anything you love. Just kind of put that there. And invite in the energy of highest possibility. Show me what's possible in my life. Show me what's different. Show me what I'm capable of. Okay, and that's just a quick exercise of like how you can kind of shift your vibration and shift your consciousness. Some of you guys might want to just stay in this space a little bit and ask some more questions and keep sending some energy, but you can keep the energy. I walk around with the energy flow happening in my body all the time, right? Like it just happens. So you can do that, and then so just that's how you start bringing in some higher vibration into your life.
Thank you, Christie. Thank you. So many of you are wondering how to get to the next level. I want to encourage you to check out Level Above. It's a toolkit of a series of tools by Christie that you can instantly start applying in your life. And it's a program I really, really, really love. And as I mentioned earlier, as I was listening to Christie here, it dawned on me that 3 weeks after doing that program, one of the biggest shifts in my life that I'd ever experienced happened. But back then, I just never connected it.
Yeah.
Or I just assumed it was something else. But when you said that this program gets you unstuck,
Yes.
I realized I was in a really bad business partnership for 7 years, and I was stuck.
Yeah.
And I only really started booming in terms of my current role when this partnership dissolved.
Right.
And it was 3 weeks after Level Above. So let's quickly talk about this,
Okay.
the Level Above Spiritual Toolkit, which is by Christie Marie Sheldon. It's on Mindvalley, so you can access it on the Mindvalley app, on Mindvalley online, and it's a really remarkable program that I absolutely love. So what's really cool about this program is that there are 12 tools in this program that let you level up your energy in all these different dimensions of your life. And the program doesn't just give you these tools, the program gives you a new understanding to how energetically we function in the world. And I want to share with you a couple of really amazing stories from our fellow students who have taken this program. So we get so many letters from Christie Marie students here at Mindvalley. I wanted to just share a couple of really quick ones because these are so inspiring. They absolutely lit us up. So Dawn Kuhn said it was the key to opening new and joyous possibilities for her because she works with kids with special needs. And basically, thanks to Christie's teachings, she was able to bring this to the children that she worked with, making her job and her life so much more beautiful. Dr. Yasmilda Gonzalez said, and she's a doctor, and she said that it made her genuinely a happier human being. And she is now transitioning, actually, to spend more time working as an energy healer so she can light up the world from within. So Sadie had a beautiful story using the techniques in Level Above to increase her energetic vibrancy so she was able to manifest that dream car she always wanted. Mary from Germany said that she learned the concept of choosing words like love, peace, and joy as part of her life. It's helped her change from negative thinking to being more confident and loving. Maureen came across the program and her life was completely upside down, and this really helped it turn around. And finally, Bridget, who's a mother of 3 girls, said, Christie is a radiant being and a miraculous healer that's able to transform any and all family situations, from spiritual downloads for me and my 3 girls, to curing the common cold, to helping a daughter heal faster from her broken arm. And Michelle, now this is really cute, she used some techniques in the program involving writing in a piece of paper in a particular way exactly what she wanted, which was a mate. A few weeks later, she met online a man who matched the physical and spiritual description she wrote even better than she hoped. I hope you enjoyed those testimonials. There are, of course, many, many, many more. Christie, do you want to tell us about the 12 tools in this program?
Yeah. So I kept it simple but powerful, okay? Okay, so I'm going to talk about tool number 1, muscle testing. So have you guys ever wanted a reliable tool to help you get the answers to life's big questions, like, should I take this job? Or is this the best school for my kids' personal growth? You know, this technique not only allows you to quickly and easily get answers, but muscle testing is based on the fact that our bodies are tapped into a higher intelligence at a subtle level. Tool number 2, it's how to ask life-changing questions. Questions are the biggest door opener, but you've got to ask the right questions in the right order. And I want to teach you that. So my essential guide is going to show you exactly how to ask the right questions, receive the answers that are going to powerfully move your life forward, and help you get a life that actually serves you. Okay, tool number 3. Tool number 3 is the wisdom meditation. So in this 30-minute guided meditation, I connect you to your infinite self. We tap you into your higher self, and your higher self is like your intuitive self. It's going to give you the answers you seek. So I really love this tool. It's basically helping you move yourself permanently into being always connected. I always call it ABC, always being connected. And it's always being connected to your infinite self, to the truth, and operating at the energy of lover above all day long. Tool number 4, one of my favorites. Vishen even said it helped him. But this is like the connecting to your guides meditation. And it's a powerful tool where you connect to your guides. I mean, my guides literally changed my life. And when you open your awareness and connect to your guides and your guidance, you're going to get access to any answer that you need. Like, my guides guide me to the craziest, coolest things, and yours will too. And then we have tool number 5, the energy detox. This is a big one because people don't realize that a lot of the thoughts, feelings, and beliefs they have are picked up from other people. And these can kind of like create like these negative energy kind of scarring in a way. And I want to help you clear those lower vibrations and maintain your energy levels like at love or above. And then we have tool number 6, energy radar. It's another tool, and I love it. It's called energy radar because it's like if you walk into a room or a negative office all day and you need to sort of become immune to the negativity because maybe you can't quit your job in 2 seconds, it kind of helps you. Like, what I found is if you raise your vibration to a certain level and you become intuitive enough, you can figure out that, hey, this energy isn't even mine and I don't even need to take it in.
And that's just the first 6, and that already covers a lot.
Yes.
And what's cool about these tools is you can apply this in so many different dimensions of your life.
Yeah. Like, I'm trying to make it like 12 of the most powerful tools that, people can get that are really easy to implement. Yeah, I'm teaching you a whole new way of being, that actually more aligns with who you came here to be, right? Because everyone's saying, what's my purpose? Your purpose is to be happy. Tool number 7 is the cord cutting meditation. We're people are givers, okay? So they'll allow people's energy cords to attach to them. So these energy cords are really, really holding you back. They can come from your ex-partners, ex-lovers, family members. Some energy cords are actually good between mothers and little kids to keep them safe, okay? But a lot of them are really negative. Like, once you get, over 12 to 15 and you're kind of like starting to become your own person, you don't really want these energies attached to you. And then tool number 8, the vision board energizer. So I'm sure that you guys have heard of a vision board and it's a really powerful tool to recreate your life. And if it hasn't really been working for you, which I've heard people say, then it's probably because you've kind of attached like these kind of negative energies to the vision board, or your patterns have come up. Maybe you, for instance, you desire a perfect relationship, but your blocks, your self-esteem issues secretly make you fear commitment. And so I walk you through how to energize your vision board, clear away the blockages, and it's a power boosting exercise. It helps you quickly align your higher vibrational frequencies. And the cool thing is you get to start having your reality change and your reality shifts. So I love that tool. And then tool number 9, the key to self-mastery. So this is for you. If you ever feel like sometimes you just got lucky and sometimes you don't, well, there's always a way to be lucky. And so this exercise kind of helps you delete and de-story, I call it de-storying, all the viewpoints that you have about your life not working for you, okay? Because like these thoughts, these feelings, these pictures are what's blocking you. And then tool number 10, getting into your heart space. Woohoo! So when things get stressful, when people are relying on you to make quick decisions, or perhaps when you're simply feeling overwhelmed, it's time to connect to your heart space. It's time to connect to that inner part of your lover above energy and expand this throughout your life. So we all know that when we kind of meditate and lift our energy up and connect to that light connects us to who we really are, and it melts everything away. And so I take you through a lot of exercise in number 10 of how to kind of get into that calm, confident, Zen-like space. Tool number 11, the blessing ball of light. So I'm going to teach you how to learn the art of giving blessings, and I want you to just imagine if you could hold in your hand a ball of light, and in this ball of light you can put all the goodness that you ever wanted. And in this glowing ball of light, we're going to grow it bigger and bigger and bigger, and then we're going to send it out into the world like a whoosh, like a Shazam, you know?
I just want to add, this is a technique I use almost every single day. Even when I was coming here for this shoot, in the Uber, I was sending out a blessing ball of energy that this would go well.
Yeah.
So it's a really, really useful technique.
Yes. No, totally. I get so many emails about this. Okay, until number 12, spiritual first aid for your family. So if you guys recall earlier in the webinar, I was talking about how if you want to fix the planet, fix the families, right? And so with this tool, I teach you how to clear your family members, and help them. So moms and dads love this. It's also important to simultaneously help your family raise their consciousness and vibration while you're going on this path. So I'm just really, really excited. These are 12 of the most powerful tools. I keep it really simple, okay? So even though they're easy, okay, people will find that they're easy and you're gonna use them every day. They're very, very powerful, and you'll see your life start to shift. So these tools and blessings will help you heal your relationship wounds, create stronger bonds, enhance intuitive communication, and deepen the connection that you have with your loved ones and those that really matter to you. That's what this course is all about. And these are the 12 tools that I have in my program.
And that's a really, really amazing list. It's a very robust program. And for any of you who want to enroll in this program right now, there's a special reward for spending this past hour with us in the masterclass. You've unlocked a special enrollment fee. So if you scroll down below this video, you'll see an order button where you can enroll in this program. And now let me ask you a question, right? How much would you guess a course of this type would be worth? When we ask that to people, typically they say around $795. That's pretty much like the standard market rate. But I really want to get you exposed to Christie's work, because I know that once you learn about Christie, you get hooked. And this is why, like, she has 4.2 million views on her A-Fest talk. She's a remarkable teacher. And so you can access all of these for almost an 80% discount. Because I know that once you take this program, you're going to be hooked on Christie and hooked on Mindvalley. And so we wanted to deliver extreme value to you. And I'll also let you know that it's not just this. There's a whole bunch of bonuses that are going to become available to you. For example, there's going to be a couple of bonus audios that Christie provided that we personally handpicked because we thought these were really cool, on raising conscious kids, on understanding the indigo generation, on the future purpose of humanity. Some people understand that Mother Earth is alive and conscious. Christie teaches you how to use love or above to influence the future of the entire planet. And that's not all. Now, what's really cool about this program, as we've constructed it, is that it's only 6 hours. So if you think this is going to take you, weeks to master, I went through this on one Saturday. And then I started implementing the tools. And look, you don't have to implement all 12. If you can get 3 or 4 of these in your life, it's going to create an incredible impact. Then you can worry about tool number 5 and 6 all the way up to 12. But it's 6 hours. Christie is really concise as a teacher, and it's really easy to learn. And to make it even easier, you get another bonus, which is where you'll get the entire transcript of the program completely free. So that's a whole range of additional bonuses.
All right, I just want to ask you guys a question. I want you to tune in, okay? And I want you to ask, how much is it worth to move into the higher vibration of your life? You know, I promise you, the only reason why all the other personal development programs and tools that you ever didn't really work for you was because at the end of the day, they weren't coaching you on this other coaching level. They weren't working on your superconsciousness. They weren't working at the level where you tapped into the energy. The frequency of love or above, that was what was missing. And I can tell you that 78% of the people are actually operating on this planet below the level of 200. That means that 8 out of 10 people are not achieving the vibration that even gets them into the state of manifesting. Basically, the attractor field that they're working with doesn't pull everything towards them. And so after all the 30,000 consultations that I've done, I am so confident that you do not want to spend any more time, any more money doing things that don't really work. I want you to connect to the higher vibrations. And I know that once you learn how to do this, this is the tools that can become part of your everyday life. It's like opening the big doorway to the place where you have total freedom. It's like the place where you have all the knowledge, all the know-how, the happiness, the love, the bliss. It's a new way of living. And you can never take these tools away from you once you learn them. It's total empowerment, not only for you, but many people report that they teach it to their family and their kids are growing up knowing how to connect to this higher vibration. And if you think that this is something for you, if you just showed up in this webinar, I don't think it's by accident. You should just try it out. Just try it out. You have nothing to lose.
Thank you, everyone. And we mean that. Try it out. One of the great things that we want to offer our customers, and this is why Mindvalley pretty much has been probably the fastest growing company in our field, is that you can try out anything for 30 days. Try it out, enroll in the full program, watch it on your app, through the Mindvalley app, or on your computer. Try it out for 30 days. And if it doesn't meet your highest expectations, shoot one email to us at support@mindvalley.com. No questions asked, get a full refund. Our customer support team has been rated one of the best customer support teams in the world by nicereply.com. And we're well known for our customer support. So you can try this out, even if you're not sure right now if this is going to work for you. You have nothing to lose. Check it out. And like I said, all it is 6 hours of your time.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for those emails where people are going, oh my gosh, you know, my life is different. I have upgraded, you know, and so send me those emails. I would love to hear from you.
So a quick recap. Know that if there's any aspect of your life right now which you feel is not where it should be, love, relationship, career, health, know that there are energetic tools that can help. And know that at an intuitive level, we all know that we are dualistic beings, that we have a physical body, but there's also a conscious spiritual aspect of us. But nobody teaches us how to use these spiritual tools. And time again, we hear from students after they've taken level above, after they start using techniques such as the blessing ball of light, the questions that Christie teaches you to ask yourself, tapping into your guides, we find that there's a shift in their life. And often you can't directly connect it. Like in my case, I don't know how I've known you for almost 8 years now. And I only, while recording this interview, realized that that big shift in my life happened 3 weeks after level above. And I wonder what big shifts you might experience. So try it out, 30 days, risk-free, and can't wait to hear your stories.
Yeah.
Christie, any closing words?
Just do it.
You heard her. Just do it. And Shazam. I love that you used that word. So thank you so much, Christie. It's a real pleasure having you on Mindvalley. And I can't wait to see you on the next page when you enroll in Level Above.
My #1 program was Christie Marie Sheldon.
The truth is, with Christie's programs, they have catapulted me beyond anything I've ever done.
I had a release on that webinar.
Unblock Your Abundance has been such an amazing experience for me.
Cleared all that baggage, made a profit on the house. I'm so proud. I'm so glad I did this. So glad.
It's definitely worth it.
And then you start really realizing, oh, I can have what I want. I can feel how I want to feel. I can have the relationships I want.
Everything that she said to me was so accurate. I mean, I could give detailed information based on what she said.
I could feel Christie Marie's energy as she's looking at people.
After being able to release those thoughts, that's actually when we saw our company skyrocket.
Spent some of our last dollars on her course, and now we own our own firm. We're multimillionaires, and things have really changed around once we were able to become open to the other ways of looking at things.
It has me really hopeful for the future.
Just do it. Just do it.
We love Christie Marie Sheldon.